President Fadl Khouri, Excellencies, senior leadership, distinguished guests, cherished alumni, family, and friends. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rima Rasi. I'm an AUB alumna myself, twice, and I will be the MC for this evening's event. I am pleased to welcome you all to the 2023 honoring ceremony, the official kickoff of Reunion 2023. We are delighted to have you and so many members of your families with us this evening. We are especially pleased that Provost Zahir Dawi, who we are honoring as a member of the class of 1998 today, Dean of the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences Ammar Ulabi, Dean of the Maroun Sam'an Faculty of Engineering and Architecture Alan Shhade, Dean of the Sulaiman S. Ulayan School of Business Yusuf Sidani, and Associate Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, Pierre Karam, are all with us for this important occasion. I would like to ask them all to please stand. We are honoring three special groups this evening. The class of 1973, the class of 1998, and the classes of alumni who graduated 55 and more than 55 years ago. Above the entrance of our beloved university's main gate, our alma mater's motto beautifully describes our mission in these few words, that they may have life and have it more abundantly. There is truly a wonderful abundance of life in this hall today. Thank you all once again for being here with us. We are eager to capture the memory of this historic gathering, so following this ceremony, we'll be taking a group photo on the main gate steps. So please make sure to head to main gate directly after the end of the ceremony for the group photo, and we will conclude with a reception. Thank you. I would now like to invite Associate Vice President for Development, Alumni Relations, and University Events, Mrs. Salma Dannawi Awaida, to the stage to say a few words. Mrs. Awaida is an AUB alumna with both an Executive MBA and a Bachelor of Engineering from AUB. She has been a senior member of AUB's advancement team for more than 15 years. She is a distinguished fundraising professional with proven success in alumni relations, establishing alumni chapters, developing engagement programs, and managing large networking events. In her current position, she leads the Alumni Relations Office and the Office of Development in Beirut, as well as the Office of University Events and the Visitors Bureau. Mrs. Awaida, the floor is yours.
مساء الخير. President Khouri, Senior VP Baalbaki, Provost Dawi, Excellencies, I know we have a lot of excellencies, Senior Leadership, esteemed deans, distinguished guests, cherished alumni, family, and friends. Welcome to the 2023 Reunion Honoring Ceremony. It fills my heart with immense joy and pride to welcome you back to your alma mater, to our alma mater, to this reunion that celebrates our graduate 25th, 50th, and more than 55th graduation milestones. I want to extend a special welcome to AUB Provost Zahir Dawi, who we will be honoring today along with other classmates celebrating their 25th graduation anniversary. I stand before you today with a mixture of nostalgia and anticipation. Nostalgia for the memories in our hearts, the laughter, and the countless transformative moments that have shaped us into who we are today. And anticipation for the reunion of old friends, for the rekindling of friendships, and the chance to honor those who have left a mark on our institution and the world. Each of you, dear alumni, holds a unique story within AUB's history. You carry with you the experiences of the past, the lessons learned, and the dreams that continue to guide your journey. Your impact has touched countless lives and shaped communities beyond this campus walls. As we reflect upon the memories, let us also acknowledge the profound changes that have taken place since you were last students on this campus. Our institution has grown and evolved, embracing new knowledge, fostering innovation, and nurturing generations of students who now follow in your footsteps. Let us not forget the true essence of this gathering, the human connection. This reunion is not just about the buildings and the structures that surround us, but about all of you who have filled these halls with dreams, ambition, and the pursuit of knowledge. To those celebrating their 25th graduation ceremony, you are a bridge between the past and the present. You carry the torch of progress into the future. Today, we recognize the tremendous strides you have taken, the challenges you have conquered, and the growth you have experienced. To our esteemed alumni celebrating their 50th and more than 55th graduation anniversary, you are the pillars of our institution's legacy. You have faced the storms of life, and your achievements are a testament to the wisdom gained through experience. Your enduring commitment to our institution has inspired generations to dream big and reach for the stars. In closing, dear alumni, as you reconnect with old friends and relish in the memories of your time here, remember that you are forever a part of our institution's story. You have shaped the fabric of AUB and its legacy, and for that we are all grateful. As we look forward the future, let us continue to foster a vibrant alumni community, a network of support and opportunity for current and future graduates. Together, we can inspire greatness, change lives, and forge new paths for those who will follow in our footsteps. Welcome home, dear alumni. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Awaida. I am now honored to invite President Khouri to the stage to say a few words. Dr. Khouri is also an AUB alumnus. He is the 16th president of AUB, a position he has held since September 1, 2015. A renowned oncologist and educator, Dr. Khouri has been a strong and inspiring leader for our university throughout his tenure, which has been a time of great achievement and accomplishment for AUB, and numerous and unprecedented challenges that the region and indeed the entire world have been facing. Under his leadership, AUB is, to mention just a few initiatives, implementing the Vital 2030 strategic plan, is pursuing boldly AUB, the campaign to lead, innovate, and serve, the largest capital campaign in the MENA region, and has launched AUB Mediterraneo, our university's new twin campus in Paphos, Cyprus, where we'll be welcoming students this fall. Please join me in welcoming President Khouri.
Okay, they're putting the mic because, as I've been telling my wife for 30 more years than I should say, I'm reliable but unpredictable. I get bored with my speeches, so I play with them. Dear alumni, congratulations. It's really a profound pleasure and a privilege to welcome you home. Our most senior alumni who graduated from AUB more than 55 years ago, and the members of the distinguished classes of 1973 in 1998, and your family members to AUB and to the class reunion in 2023. So this is a joyous occasion where we can celebrate milestones in the lives of our alumni, the 50th and 25th anniversary and beyond, the anniversaries of your graduation, but without losing sight of the impact of the university and the milieu that we currently live in. While we honor you, we honor our university and the power of that connection that we share that transcends not only the years, but the enormous geographic distances that many of us have spanned in coming home. In talking about home, I'm reminded of the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who once wrote, and many of you had to study him in English when you were here as freshmen and sophomores, "A house is made with walls and beams, a home is built with love and dreams." And so you and the people before you have built AUB, which has become your true home. In the commencement address in 2022, I talked about the ties that bind all of us, and the ties that bind men and women today are testament to the strength of those bonds to your alma mater. This year's commencement speaker invoked a crisis of national identity. We're living through one of the most consequential moments in our history with the fundamental questions at stake for our nation. Who are we? What do we stand for? What do we believe? Who will we be? You're going to help answer those questions. Who was that commencement speaker? He wasn't at AUB. Who do you think said those words? A president speaking to college students graduating in Ukraine, Afghanistan, Palestine, Beirut? No. It was US President Joe Biden at the Howard University class of 2023 graduation. So people in America are asking these existential questions. How can the people in Lebanon, Palestine, Iraq, Jordan, Syria not be asking these questions? 20, 50, and 55 years later, graduates are asking the same questions that you were asking when you were here. They're asking them with just as much urgency and agency as you did when you were here, because these questions of nationhood, of who we belong and where we belong, remain. But one thing has not changed: the enormous and the deep ties to the alma mater. But let's be honest here. AUB is more than an alma mater. I tell the people we meet in the US, I use the famous motto of the Barcelona Football Club, Més que un club. It is a home, is a reference in citizenship. Whether you are from Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, Jordan, Egypt, Iraq, or beyond, those ties are deep. Of AUB, it can fairly be said, in the immortal words of Sir Walter Scott, in his famous The Lay of the Last Minstrel, "And you owe my wife the threat of not daring to read this to you in my worst Scottish brogue, so I'm going to read it to you in American English. Breathes there the man with soul so dead, who never to himself hath said, this is my own, my native land, whose heart hath ne'er within him burned, as home his footsteps he hath turned, from wandering on a foreign strand. If such there breathe, go mark him well, for him no minstrel raptures well." He's talking about nationhood but home, the sense of belonging, and the sense of belonging that underpins citizenship but is insufficient, because that's what AUB is. AUB is a sense of belonging but also accountability. That is why the adventures of our nations continue. And yet, the poet continues later on the poem, "Still as I view each well-known scene, think what is now and what hath been. Seems as to me of all bereft, sole friends thy woods and streams were left, and thus I love them better still, even in extremity of ill." It's talking about a lifelong commitment to a reason, to a cause, to a nation, but also to a people and to a terrain. June 2023 was certainly a momentous time for our university. You heard it from Rima. We celebrated the laying of the foundation stone for our new twin campus in Paphos, Cyprus, and the 154th commencement exercises of our great university. Before I speak about the milestone event in Paphos, I want to repeat that. The 154th commencement of the American University of Beirut. Cyprus was a natural experiment and is a natural extension because it's been a long, there have been deep ties with Cyprus. The generations of Cypriots who started to come here in the 20s and 30s before Cyprus was independent kept coming even through the first 12 years of the worsening violence of the Lebanese Civil War. Our last graduate from Cyprus graduated in 1987, so they would be celebrating their 36th reunion this year. With the establishment of AUB Mediterraneo, we'll be welcoming students in the fall of 2023, but we'll be welcoming them into the bosom of the American University of Beirut. People who want to attend AUB, but right now, because of the bad news that everyone likes to disseminate about Lebanon, are afraid to come to Lebanon. Senior Vice President Baalbeki and I have even discussed the option of students from Yemen, starting their studies in Mediterraneo before integrating to AUB. That's the kind of press that Beirut gets. And yet, this year, we are likely to enroll some 1,800 to 1,900 of our best freshman and sophomore students in the last 6 years. That's the reputation your university still carries. So yes, we are building a modern campus in Paphos, which I encourage you to visit, but it has echoes of the mothership, programmatically, architecturally, and spiritually. Make no mistake, the establishment of AUB Mediterraneo will only strengthen and enrich our AUB campus in Beirut. I can't stress enough that the American University of Beirut, which has a long history of offering our finest service to Lebanon and the region in the most profound of crises, will continue to be deeply rooted in Lebanon and continue operating its flagship Beirut campus no matter what happens. Our plan is to flourish globally while staying anchored in Beirut for many, many more centuries to come. So for those of you who are planning to come to your 155th reunion or 255th, we will be here. It was also in June that we celebrated commencement on the Greenfield. It was a glorious occasion with so much going on. Speakers, families, and a poignant occasion, something I noted in my remarks when I reflected on the circumstances in Lebanon and the Arab world today that caused so many of our graduates to decide to immigrate rather than spend the bulk of their careers in the region. Many of them do this with great sadness and regret, but we have to do everything we can to stop, to slow down, and to reverse this trend. I am confident that working together, we can create economic and social opportunities for people to live the bulk of their years here in Lebanon. And many of you have done that, and many will continue to do so. So while we've consistently championed more diversified economies for the regions, ones that can bring our graduates and alumni together with those they love with greater frequency than family vacations or FaceTime phone calls, we have to start doing something about it. And the provost and the vice presidents and the deans are working to integrate the AUB experience with opportunities for economies to flow and to welcome people to stay here. But to be successful, we need your active participation and involvement in your university. Not just at alumni events, which we're delighted to have, but in the life of the university. We're eager to have you stay. We're eager to have you help our students, counsel them, not just on how to get jobs, but how to fulfill a life well spent. We want you as mentors for our students. We want you to ease students' transitions to their workplace. We want you as supporters, but we also want you to tie yourselves ever more closely to this university. I think you're going to hear from our wonderful commencement speakers what that constitutes. Every one of you from Africa, from Asia, the Americas, Australia, and Europe know that you carry within you, as I reminded the students, like the seeds of the immortal cedar, the confidence, the ability, the know-how, and the desire to make a difference, not only where you're planted, where our alumni are planted, but here in your ancestral lands, where your roots run deepest. So we're convinced that this is the right time for AUB to recommit itself to Lebanon, the Arab world, and beyond. I'm delighted to announce that under Senior Vice President Baalbeki's leadership, I believe we've crossed $750 million in donations for the Boldly campaign. And just when he was starting to relax, I'm going to say, that's just the beginning of things. Wait for our next campaign. Seriously, all of us at AUB are humbled by the generosity, by the accomplishments, by the commitment, and by the sense of ownership and of feeling at home by our alumni and our friends. You've stepped up time and time again in support of our abiding mission to serve the peoples of Lebanon, the Middle East, and beyond to the greatest of our abilities. Thank you. We continue to count on each and every one of you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, President Khouri. And now I would like to welcome our first keynote speaker for this evening, Mrs. Bushra Jabr, who will be speaking on behalf of our classes of 55 and more than 55 years. Mrs. Jabr is a member of the class of 1965 and an international health communications specialist. Prior to spending 25 years at the Johns Hopkins University School of Public Health, she was the UNICEF Regional Advisor for Health Communication in the Middle East and North Africa, the South Pacific Commission, and the Lebanese Red Cross Society. She developed the Arab Women Speak Out project, a women empowerment project that included video portraits of Arab women and modules for self-empowerment, which won the Gold Quill Award of Excellence from the International Association of Business Communicators. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Jabr.
Good evening. I'm honored to be addressing you today representing the senior graduates. I graduated in economics in 1965, and it feels like yesterday when I used to walk to my classes in Nicely Hall and meet with my dear friends, Rose, Najla, Shafi'a, and Fattoum, to chat under the banyan tree and on the benches facing the Mediterranean Sea. 58 years is a whopping number. And with it comes along emotions, reflections, and remembrances. Am I really this old? I personally don't feel it. But where did all these years go? The war in Lebanon succeeded in scattering people around the globe. What was amazing is our ability to remain in contact and to create networks before the age of the internet and social media. My classmate and dear friend Rose the Best wrote a poem that describes our feeling. لا تقول صرنا كبار وكيف شكل صرنا كبار. تاري العمر قصة بأوله غصة وبآخره غصة وبيحرز المشوار. As a teenager, it was my dream to go to AUB. It had the vibrant cultural and social life that every teenager dreamt of. Social and cultural events took place at AUB, such as the International Folk Dance Festival, in which I had participated when I was in elementary and high schools. We looked forward to the annual festival, to meet the boys from the high schools, as most of the private and public schools were not co-educational at that time. Attending the Spring Festival and the Field Day functions whetted our appetite, and all we talked about was being able to join AUB. We were less than 50 female students to be admitted in my freshman year in 1961. Gender was an adversity to be overcome. We had to prove ourselves in a man's world. I didn't know what I wanted to specialize in. I just knew that I wanted to show my family and community that I can make it in a man's world. So I went into economics and thought I could work in a banking, which was a thriving sector in Lebanon. I was one of 3 female students in the undergraduate classes. I had to overcome my timidness and was gratified when my male classmates sought me to explain a theory or help them with a term paper. I still remember one professor who commented on my pursuing graduate studies in economics, saying, "مش قليلي بنات بيروت شو تقدموا." I worked as a trainee in a bank and I hated it. I shifted to public health and obtained my master's in public health from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and that opened the world to me. I was working in the Lebanese Red Cross when I went to Paris to attend the International Conference on Health Communication. I was offered a position in New Caledonia. I responded by saying, "I don't want to go to Africa." I was told this is not Africa, it's Oceania. And I responded, "Where is that?" When I learned that it was beyond Australia, I said, yes. I thought to myself, I always wanted to see the world. This is my chance. And no single event in my life had shaped the rest of it the way my decision was to go to the South Pacific impacted me. My mother lamented that her daughter was going to the end of the earth. She came to Nomia 4 months after to convince me to go back to Beirut with her. And from 1974 to 2017, I spent most of my years traveling in different countries, continents, working with governments and communities on health problems and women empowerment. As I was the only woman professional in the various international agencies I worked with, I was assigned Women's Development Portfolio and ended up by becoming an expert in it. Dealing with male colleagues was a trip on its own. Here I was, a young woman professional, who had to establish herself as a professional, first with her colleagues and with government officials. I was taken to be the secretary and the assistant. I was ignored in meetings and my interventions were often overlooked. I do not know what I resented most, the patronizing attitude of my counterparts or their ignoring postures. In the South Pacific, I was asked if I had children. I responded, "No, I'm not married." I found out that this was not a cause and effect equation. One can have children without being married. That shocking revelation hit me when I attended a wedding of Elizabeth and Stephen in the village of Tatu, Malikula, in Vanuatu, South Pacific. After the church ceremony, a toddler ran up to the bride and she nursed him right there and then. I was forced to re-examine my cultural reference guide and to learn how to accept different ways of life. I was often asked, how come I was able to function in different settings and cultures? I had to give credit to having lived in Beirut at a time when it was an international hub of business and culture, a cosmopolitan city, an artistic hotspot of the Middle East, as well as its being multi-ethnic, multi-confessional place, having plurality of lifestyles. No one can deny the seed that AUB planted in us all, acceptance of others, tolerance and respect for differences, and the pursuit of education and achievement. How grateful I am to the cultural and professional grounding that I got at AUB. May AUB continue to grow and become once again the regional, thriving educational center it used to be, and may its graduates continue to contribute to its growth and come back to help in the resurrection of Lebanon and meet in the beautiful campus to celebrate their successes and share their feelings about the place and remember the years they have spent together. Thank you.
Thank you. It's not on. Thank you very much, Mrs. Jabr. I would now like to ask you to return to your seat. May I now ask President Khouri and Mrs. Awaida to join me for the presentation of the commemorative medals to the members of the classes who graduated 55 and more than 55 years ago. Please remain seated in the front row. President Khouri and Mrs. Awaida will present the medals to you as I read your names. We will begin with Mrs. Bushra Jabr. Next, Rosalie Milham. Maha Husseini. Ibrahim Kassab. Zuhair Runful. Muhammad Khalid Daou. Ramzi Raad. Muna Abdallah Najib. Fuad Hashwa. Salim Namtallah Abu Fadil. Bassam Shbaro. Susi Derkhacha Durian Balyan. Salwa Tabri Damiani. George Saliba. Fawwa Sulaiman. Usama Nasruddin. Jean-Claude Sassi. Antoine Sassi. Fuad Burislan. I would now like to ask President Khouri and Mrs. Awaida to present the medals to the celebrating class of more than 55 years on the other side of Assembly Hall. We will begin with Charles Camille Shidia. Georges Vghali. Wafa Hari. Sami Hari. Rashid Al-Qasim. Muhammad Abbane. Simon Musalli. Raji Abu Haidar. Hind Al-Khouri Ta'me. Zavan Messerlian. Sami Nasser. Nicolas Khairallah. Sami Ghazal. Wadad Shaheen. Zepure Hamparian Mansour. يوركي وكيم منصور. كريكور يردزيان. نديم زخريا. نديم زخريا. سامي سعادة. مفيد بيضون. نسيم عفاش. Congratulations to all. And now, I would like to welcome our second keynote speaker for this evening, His Excellency Mr. Roger Dieb, who will be speaking on behalf of the class of 1973. Mr. Dieb is a member of the class of 1973 and founder and director of Near East Consulting Group, a management consulting and executive search firm in Lebanon. He was previously a consultant at McKinsey & Company, Inc. and an engineering consultant with Dar al-Handasa. In March 1991, he was appointed Minister of State in the National Unity Government of Lebanon. He is also a member of the Lebanese and Arab Forums for Christian-Muslim Dialogue and the author of several publications about his vision for a stable Lebanon. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency Mr. Roger Dieb.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, President Houri, esteemed faculty, fellow alumni of the class of 1998, and friends from the class of 1973 and beyond. Today we come together to celebrate our 25 and 50-year and more university graduation classes reunion. As we reflect on the past, cherish lifelong friendship and envision a future filled with engagement and hope, let us take a moment to honor those who are no longer with us. We pay tribute to the memories of our dear classmates who left this life too soon, as well as our esteemed deans, Raymond Ghassan and Robert Jaime. And all other martyrs who were tragically lost. Their loss remains deeply etched in our hearts and their spirit continues to inspire us. When we first stepped foot on this campus 5 decades ago, at least for myself, little did we know the profound impact our AUB friendships would have on our lives. From late night study, the Jaffet Library, to cheering each other at the sporting events, we forged bonds that have stood the test of time. Indeed, AUB is a home, it's not just a university. Our network of support has been a source of strength, comfort, and inspiration throughout our journey. These friendships have not only enriched our lives, but also provided opportunities for collaboration, mentorship, and the sharing of valuable experiences. In addition to these lifelong friendships cultivated within our class, many of us experienced the extraordinary joy of finding soulmates and companionship on this very campus. It is with heartfelt gratitude that today I acknowledge the role this campus played in bringing my wife, Joan, into my life. Our paths crossed within these grounds. And together we have journeyed throughout the past 50 years, sharing and deep enduring love with our daughter, Natalie, who's present here today, and our 2 boys, Joseph Patrick, who is also an AUB graduate class of 2001, and Frederic, also an AUB class of 2009, and their children who have enriched our lives beyond measure. Our university has bestowed upon each one of us more than enduring friendships and relations or just an academic degree. It has provided us with a credential of quality, ethics, and values, a testament to the rigorous education we received. Our alma mater has been a reference point, highlighting the seriousness of our academic background and opening doors of professional opportunity. The respected and recognized diploma we hold has served as a symbol of our achievements, paving the way for further academic pursuits and entry into the world's finest universities. As we look around us today, we see the immense success and contributions of our fellow alumni across the region. We have become builders, leaders, and advocates for positive and meaningful change. Through our hard work and dedication, we have not only excelled in our respective fields, but have also played pivotal roles in shaping our communities. Moreover, the enduring recognition and financial support that our alumni have shown to our alma mater have been instrumental in its growth and development, ensuring that future generations can benefit from the same exceptional education we received. As we reflect on our journey, we cannot overlook the special national duty that rests upon our class of 1973. We were fortunate to witness the glorious days when our country hosted multinational companies and employers. And our university was, and still is, as the President was telling us, a vibrant hub, hosting international students from diverse corners of the globe: Afghanistan, America, Greece, Cyprus, Jordan, Palestine, Iraq, Syria, and beyond. We were We were pioneers in freedom of conscience, thought, and speech, embracing innovations in education and technology, introducing computers as early as the 1960s, and embracing the endless possibilities they brought. We also experienced the harsh realities of strife, divisions, and the loss of opportunities, quasi immediately upon our graduation. We have lived through both these two extreme realities of Lebanon. And as it is incumbent upon us, class of 1973, to rise above the difficulties we have faced and work diligently to reclaim the essence of what we witnessed and lived, the tremendous hope, openness, and success that characterized our country before the turmoil of 1975. Let us channel the resilience forged through adversity and work towards rebuilding bridges, fostering dialogue, and creating an environment that embraces tolerance, diversity, innovation, and collaboration. As we commemorate 50 years since our graduations, let us embrace our national duty with determination and optimism. The journey ahead may be challenging, but we have inside us the willingness and the duty to rekindle the spirit of hope and success that once defined our nation. Together, let us work from the depths of the difficulties we experience and continue living to reshape the trajectory of our country and our region that is entering a new era of cooperation at long last. May we draw upon the lessons of our past, the bonds of our friendships, and the vision of a brighter future to lead the way towards a renaissance that transcends borders and inspires generations to come. Thank you, classes of 1973. Thank you for the privilege of speaking before you today, and congratulations on this remarkable milestone in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I would like to ask you to please remain on the stage. May I now ask President Khouri and Mrs. Awaida to join us on stage for the presentation of the commemorative medals to the members of the class of 1973. We will begin with His Excellency Mr. Deeb. Class of 1973, please rise and approach the stage. Please come forward to receive your medal as your name is called. We will start with the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, then move to the School of Pharmacy, the Faculty of Medicine, the Rafiq Hariri School of Nursing, the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, the Faculty of Health Sciences, and the Sulaiman S. Alayan School of Business. عبد الجليل قبلان. يوسف علمي. نجاح زياني. مروان بربير. طارق بغدادي. نبيل شرارة. سيمون كرم، أديب بساتنة، فاطمة أبو خريبة، فاركاس أكارجاليان، هدى سلامة لمع كرم، نديم كرم، كلود داغر، ريشار نعمة، جان داوود، مروان باف، ميشيل اتش فرح، تشارلي جيمس، مي سركيس حوراني، سنا جبر، سامي نشهرلي، سامي سعادة، سمير طرابلسي، ميمي ملكي، ريما شديد، ريما شديد، نولا شلهوب باشا، ياسين جابر، أيمن صوبرا، محمود فايد، عمر الفاروق شتيلة، مريم علماوي لادقي، هند علم الدين طليع، ليلى حلاق صغير. محمد مروان حكيم. نبيل ميقاتي. وديعة رمضان. زياد سالم. بسام برغوت. سهيل بوسماعيل. أحمد دبوس. الياس جبارة. جورج نجيب خوام. حنان فخوري حداد. لينا فروخ. جوزيف ستيفان. سمير طبال. حميد طبشوري. وديع جريديني. Sami Farah and his wife who could not be with us today, Odette Malouf. Sami Farah. Walid Khouri. Fuad Ramadan. Joseph Abras. Jihad Abi Musleh. Ghassan Saab. Badr Zainoun Aftimos. Rafiq Ghazawi. Congratulations to the class of 1973. Thank you, President Khouri and Mrs. Awaida. We now move to our largest group of alumni for this evening, the class of 1998, which is celebrating its 25th graduation anniversary. I am pleased to welcome our third keynote speaker for this evening, Mr. Akram Uqaili. Mr. Uqaili is a member of the class of 1998 and the founder and managing partner of Uqaili & Co. He has worked extensively in management consulting, private equity, and investment banking, focusing on family business strategic initiatives spanning various industries. He has advised more than 65 family businesses on sustainability and expansion strategies, including governance and succession best practices, portfolio strategy and reorganizations, optimal M&A scenarios, disposals, alternative investments, and how to raise capital using equity and debt financing. Mr. Uqaili holds the STEP Advanced Certificate in Family Business Advising with distinction. Mr. Uqaili, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, President Fadlu Khouri, alumni, faculty, and staff, good evening. On the special occasion of my 25th class anniversary honoring ceremony, I stand before you as a proud representative of class 1998, humbled by the opportunity to share with you my journey after 25 years of graduation and say a big thank you to the American University of Beirut. My name is Akram Sabah Al-Uqaili, and today I have the privilege to share with you my successful journey in advising regional family businesses on succession planning, governance, and wealth management. Uqaili & Company, a company I founded back in 2008, is today and proudly speaking the region's leading advisor on family business-related topics. We have advised in excess of 65 family businesses throughout the region, out of which 58 are Saudi families. Each journey with every family business takes a minimum of 1 year, and in some cases goes up to 3 years. Once we finish the mandate, I personally sit on their board of directors as a non-executive director to help them animate the governance and walk the talk. Few words of advice for AUB students and entrepreneurs looking to venture into the entrepreneurship world. 1, avoid hustling and focus on building a business that creates value for your clients. It's not gonna be easy. Take risk, make mistakes, experiment. It's gonna be like kharmashat hitan initially, but then you'll suddenly find yourself building value and creating a reputation. 2, learn to build discipline in the tiny things before the big things. In brushing your teeth, in calling mom and dad, in checking on your friends, and eventually in waking up early in the morning to pursue your ambitions. And 3, always leave good energy behind. Not only with those that matters, but with everyone, because you'll be surprised how much your paths will cross again and they'll speak highly of you and will send you business. Ladies and gentlemen, as I reflect on the path that brings me to this historical hall and this very important stage, I'm always reminded of the invaluable role the American University of Beirut has played in shaping and contributing to my successful journey. It is within these beautiful walls that I had the privilege to continue to complete my Bachelor of Science in Computer Science back in 1998 and my Executive Master's in Business Administration in 2010. The skills, the knowledge, the experience, the global perspective, the critical thinking, the ethical leadership I gained through my AUB tenure has indeed nurtured my entrepreneurship energy and laid the foundation of my success. Ladies and gentlemen, the American University of Beirut stands, and will always stand as a beacon of academic excellence, not only in Lebanon, but throughout the region. The rigorous curriculum, the expert faculty, the diverse student body, the global perspective, the unwavering commitment to excellence, and the deep-rooted sense of community and social responsibility makes AUB, and proudly speaking, the only true university in the region. Thank you, AUB. Thank you, President Fadlu. Thank you, Dr. Imad Baalbaki. Thank you, Ms. Salma Awaida. I look forward to passing Uqaili & Co. and this legacy to my beautiful children, Noura, Rami, and Roya, who will soon become AUB champions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Uqaili. I would like to ask you to please remain on the stage. May I ask President Khouri and Mrs. Awaida to join us on stage for the presentation of the commemorative medals to the members of the class of 1998. We will begin with Mr. Uqaili. Class of 1998, please rise and approach the stage. Please come forward to receive your medal as your name is called. We will start with the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, then move to the Faculty of Medicine, the Rafiq Hariri School of Nursing, the Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, the Faculty of Health Sciences, and the Sulaiman As Ulayan School of Business. Walid Abi Zaid. Khalid Abu Sha'ra. Lamis Adada. ريم العنداري. مالك اليمن. روبينا أرتينيان. هلا بركات. نادين توفيق برجاوي. أورور بوغوس هارونيان. رولا بوكروم. فادي شلاح. كامل الغسيني. يحيى الحسن. هبة النتوت. رانا الصمدي. يسرى التنير. كريستينا مجدلاني. منى خليفة. مصطفى ماضي. منى العبد. مازن العلواني. أميرة النتوت. أماني فخر غزيري. نادين حداد العطر. دولة حمدان. زينة هاني، برنادات هربويان، ياسمين حسن غزاوي، ريم حوالة، هند حوالة، سمر كنفاني، مارك كرم، زينة مسك، جو عواد، خليل ترحيني، ميرنا منصور، ميرنا مرعي، نضال نجم، ميشيل نوفل، جنان رضا، لينا سلام، شفا وهبة سنجر، نادين نصار، زهيدة صيادي لطيفي، أسامة دماسي، نادين عوينة، جمال وكيم، نادين ذهبي، نادين عليوان، عماد بوعقل، فراس فرحات، شادي شحوري، هادي سكوري، كاتيا قزمان، محمد أبيض، عماد الحداد، طارق أحمدية، زينة بربير، سارة شعار، زاهر شتيلة، مازن آغا، ماهر شبقلو، ريشار داغر، نادر عنتر، روجيه داوود، زاهر داوي، غسان ديب، رانيا حشاش، دونالد شوباسي، ساري دياب، سارو دجة كانيان، أحمد الحاج، نسرين الخطيب، نسرين الخطيب، بيير الخوري، سمية الخوري، إبراهيم غصن، شكري حبيب، ربيع حسن، إياد عيتاني، مصطفى عيتاني، غيداء جمعة، باسل دباغ، زياد لبيب بسيلة، وسيم كريدي، ألكسس كرم، توفيق معلوف، راني مجذوب، يوسف معلم، توني منيرجي، منال مسلم، سعيد رياشي، سامر سلام، سيمون سلامة، كلوديا سالم، دانيا سالم، نادين شبارو، نيكولاس سودير، شادي زين. روني عبود. رانيا الكنج. وائل جبر. روجيه مساك كاسابيان. رنا نجيب. رنا نجيب. عماد رياشي. سيلفا تيش رياشي. أمل صليبي. فدا سيداني. باسكال برنابا. سلوى بيضون. نداء حلو. رنا كردي. عادل علي. سمير اليموني. دانيا بحصلي. جنان عز الدين. هلا اللبان. الفيرا حريز. وائل حسامي. جارو ماتوسيان. رانيا رحمة. شرمين ماريا رافائيل. وائل سنيورة. سمر صايغ. نورما توفيق تقي. سبا يحفوفي. رنا يمط. دانيا زيدان. Thank you very much, President Khoury and Mrs. Awaida. You may now return to your seats. Thank you all very much once again for being here with us tonight. This concludes our honoring ceremony, but not our celebrations. This evening and our festivities continue with the group photo on the main gate steps, followed by a reception just outside Assembly Hall. And now I would like to ask our guests to please remain in their seats until President Khoury and the celebrating classes recess from the building. Thank you for being a part of Reunion 2023 honoring ceremony, and good night. Please do not forget the photo on the main gate steps. I would like to invite you all to head to main gate for the commemorative photo.